Professor Raymon especially exercises in Vokal. So the title of this workshop today is the Vokal workshop. And very, very important for us on going to be world-class university. So we should learn from many super from international.
Masalah udah kesini
Not
kalau
only
UMD kalah
academicians,
tempat
but
gitu.
the best singers from the America. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall begin with first prayer and then the report from the committee chairperson. And last is Dean Faculty of Languages and Arts will be delivering her opening speech of this workshop. Let's begin. Please be silent and bow our head for a moment to say our prayer. Let's say our prayer, shall we? Thank you. Next will be a report from the committee chairperson. Ladies and gentlemen, big applause, the one and only Bapak Silayan.
Yang terhormat dan DS dan Bapak Dr. Dekan 3 Ketua Jurusan Pendidikan Musik Dr. Ayu. Terima kasih.
Budi itu sampai masuk walaupun cuma pelan.
Dan seluruh teman-teman dosen musik, terima kasih atas kehadirannya. Dan juga kepada seluruh mahasiswa yang saya cintai, terima kasih sudah hadir semuanya, sudah lengkap. Saya sampaikan kepada semua bahwa kegiatan ini oleh jurusan yaitu workshop vokal. Terima kasih Bu Ayu sudah berkoordinasi dengan Pak Raymon. Ya. Special thanks for Mr. Raymon. Thank you for coming, Mr. Raymon, to share your experience to our students. Thank you. Yeah. Mahasiswa yang mengikuti kegiatan ini Bu, ada sekitar 63 mahasiswa. Ada 2 diantaranya yang memang anak vokal sebelumnya, yaitu tim 4, lalu dia hanya sekarang ini berpartisipasi sebagai, kalau yang 61 orang itu adalah mahasiswa PIM, mulai dari PIM 2, PIM 4 dan PIM 6, PIM 6 betul ya. Dan Pak Raymon ini sudah hadir sejak kemarin ya, kami sudah dijemput dan tinggal di Hotel BD dan akan melaksanakan kegiatan hari kami kemudian untuk mahasiswa mari kita dengarkan memberikan sasiat dan memberikan sambutan dan juga memberikan secara resmi kegiatan pokok ini. Terima kasih.
And then the opening speech by the Dean of the Faculty of Languages and Arts, and in the end of which we would also like to kindly request Ibu Deka to officially declare the opening of this workshop. Dr. Snati Widyastuti, the floor is yours.
Indonesian Got Talent, bintang radio and televisi, bintang radio dan televisi, and various singing competition, both for an early age to the elderly. Similarly, music course and vocal course are able to attract many students. Related to this, parents usually do not think about the course. Instead, they put our attention on children. Based on this issue, it's such a great opportunity to learn much from expert. The science and knowledge of vocal work can be very different. Various vocal theories are used to produce a beautiful listen, song, and bring the atmosphere of the listener. And most importantly, everything can be developed toward entertainment interpretation. We hope this collaboration can be developed in the next program. Under the two institutions, for the design, it should be designed on a memorandum of understanding between Yogyakarta State University and the University of Yogyakarta. So other collaboration can be made within the heart of the university. Before I go to this remarks, we apologize to Mr. Raymon, Aycomo, PhD. If there are those who are not this, and thanks for sharing knowledge and experience. Hopefully, this could be a trigger to create many more and art teachers at the Faculty of Language and Arts of Yogyakarta State University. Kepada teman-teman semua, para mahasiswa, saya mohon nanti perhatiannya, mumpung kita semua kedatangan master, ya, kedatangan maestro dari Filipina untuk mendengarkan, nanti mencoba, kemudian kalau tidak paham silakan bertanya, apakah teknik-teknik kita dalam menyanyi itu memang sudah in? Apakah kita cukup apa cukup gitu ketika pemanasan? Apakah cukup atau ada vokal ada cara-cara yang lain? Nanti silakan dikupas tuntas mumpung beliau ada di sini diundang oleh jurusan. Ya, kalau Anda harus khusus ini mahir atau mahal, silakan. Iya, mahir daripada mahir ini kan dengan dessert. Gitu ya. Bersama dengan ini, bersama doa dari fakultas agar kemudian kegiatan ini nanti bertujuan kepada profesional teman-teman semua, maka kegiatan ini dibuka dengan izin Bapak, Ibu, dan teman-teman semua. Kegiatan ini kita ini saja.
Okay, this is the end of this opening event of this workshop, and we kindly thank you for Ibu Dekan for coming here and all the honorable guests. We would like to invite the Dean of the Faculty of Languages and Arts, Vice Dean, Professor Raymon, head of the Music Education Department, the committee, for the photo session. Yeah, here you go. In Indonesia, so many photos.
Di foto.
Teman-teman boleh ikut.
Bu Trias, Pak Andri, Pak Sritanto, silakan. Pak, yuk, sini yuk.
Pak Ramon ada di sini.
Iya,
Kalau nggak ada nanti kan ya.
Bu Ayu, Pak, sini Bu Ayu. Bu Ayu, Bu Ayu.
Kayak ini.
Kamera. Salam Jogja. 1, 2, 3. Sekali lagi. Salam. 1, 2, 3. Dia udah di sini.
Thank you for all lectures. And this is the end of this open message event, and Professor Raymon will not prepare material for the workshop. But while he prepared, I will read a CV from Professor Raymon. Very important. Professor Raymon Aycomo, PhD, get the bachelor. Well, this is a surprise because Professor Raymon is coming from biology. Bachelor of Science in Biology from University of Philippines. And then he get another Bachelor of Music in Voice with magna cum laude. University of Philippines. And then Master of Music in Voice Performance, University of Wyoming from USA. And then Doctor of Philosophy in the History and Philosophy of Education from University of Philippines. You can read the CV on the website University of Philippines this month. But I want to read the awards. He is the first prize winner of the United States National Association of Teachers of Singing competition. And then most outstanding classical musician from University of Philippines Counselors Awardee. And then ALIY Foundation Hall of Fame Awardee as most outstanding male classical singers. So many words. And he has performed opera and music theater from many literature, yes, from Romantic, Baroque, and others. Maybe I will mention a little bit. As a Tamino in Dissolve Flute from Mozart with the Manila Symphony Orchestra, and then he sang Macduff in Verdi Macbeth with the Filipino Orchestra, and so many achievements from him. You can read this in the University of Philippines Diliman's website. And the most important things of this part, Professor Raymon Aycomo. The time is
Terima kasih. message about what God wanted me to do here. And last night, as on other nights, he gave me the same answer. He said, tell everyone that I love them, but you do not have to talk to say it. Show them by helping them how much I love them. This is what I want to do here. I will talk about singing, which is the gift of God. I will use words to talk about singing. But I will use my actions in telling you, to show you, to try to tell you that I will try to tell you not in words, but in the way I act. God loves you and me beyond all imagination. That is why he gave us gifts. And one of them is the gift of the talent of the voice and the talent of music. Because all music has only one source. Here. Mother Mary, thank you for bringing me here, my mother. Father, Lord, and Jesus Christ. Thank you for such kind, wonderful hearts. He said I was going to give a talk. What I tell people when I give a talk or a lecture is that my event is not unidirectional. My event is multi-directional. I talk to you, but I would like to ask you to talk to me. Tell me what you need to know, what you want to know, what you feel you've always wanted to ask, even if sometimes you're embarrassed to ask. I will try to answer. Right? So the first thing I would like to tell you today is this. I hope you can see, no? Singing has probably many definitions in different parts and times of history and culture. But it is usually the use of the voice in order to create or make meaning of different pitches, different melodies, different harmonies in which the voice participates, different rhythms. Singing is an event which, for me, I am now 62 years old. I started singing when I was 5 years old. 6 years old, I was the soprano soloist of quite a famous singing group in the Philippines from Lasal Green Hills. What did I learn and what did I know about singing for many years of my life? Many years. I thought that singing was about how beautifully I sounded. Until I realized recently, singing is not about the beauty that you make outside. Singing is only important if you can make beauty inside. You make beauty in your heart, and you transfer or create the beauty in the heart of everyone who listens. This beauty that you hear, nessun dorma, nessun dorma, tu pure principessa, nella tua fredda stanza, guardi le stelle. To different ears, can be beautiful, can be ugly, can be maybe beautiful. But it is only important if, when I create that beauty or what I think is beautiful, the more important beauty is the beauty that is created in what you feel, in what you think. Now, I am going to try today and tomorrow to try to create a way in which this beauty thank you, Mom. An honor. Thank you. Can you all understand so far what I'm saying? So what I'm going to try to do is, there's this sound that comes from our mouth. We try to make this beautiful, not because this has to be beautiful for itself. Although in the philosophy of music and art, that is a value. Beauty for itself. Tell them that, is that? In some philosophy, this is beautiful because it is beautiful. In another perspective of philosophy, it is beautiful and more beautiful because that beauty is understood as beautiful through the ears and to the heart. So, you do not want to create something that is, because it is hard to create beauty here if this is not beautiful. So, we are going to try to see how we can do both. The creation of beauty here is called, you know this, technique. But the attempt to create beauty inside your own and inside the other person's heart and mind is called, well, there are several words. Expressivity. All right? Let me give you first example. Burung kakak I add a little technique. I add what I call resonation. Orong, orong kakak. I add more technique. I add the technique of breath control for accent. Orong kakak. I add dynamics. Orong kakak. And then I add phrase. Orong kakak. It's different from the first. Orong kakak. Hopefully, the technique makes something beautiful inside you. That is expressivity. How to express. I will teach you both today. Alright? So when you sing, it's alright. Like when I was younger, I really thought, I will sing so that after I sing, the people will, wow, beautiful, beautiful, bravo, bellissima. Now I realize, when I sing, I want people to do this. The first one, bravo, bravo, can be created by technique. This. Can only be created when you perform or when you sing. You can stop here. But why do you want to stop? Any person who has some kind of technique can stop here. For me, philosophically, the singer's job does not stop here. For example, I know that some of you may be singing in a choir or be conducting a choir. Do not be satisfied with bravo, bravo, beautiful, beautiful. You must be happy if you can create even the smallest change for the better in someone else. Right? So why do I teach that? Because even my own voice students at the University of the Philippines, they say, oh, how did I sound? How was my diction? How was my phrase? How was my color? They don't ask me, how did it affect me? All of that technique is only to be used towards changing someone. Even for 5 minutes, even for 1 second, even for 2 seconds, try to change someone else for good. Okay? So, would you believe that is only the introduction?
Oke, jadi yang inti dari yang dijelaskan Profesor Raymon itu adalah filosofi dari penyanyi itu sendiri. Yang banyak kita belum tahu bahwa menyanyi itu ternyata bukan aspek outside kita yang kita perhatikan, tapi adalah aspek diri kita sendiri yang terdiri dari dua, teknik dan yang satu lagi istilah penting tadi, ekspresivitas. Yang sering kita perhatikan hanya teknik, padahal teknik menurut beliau padahal teknik menurut beliau hanyalah merubah diri kita sendiri. But expressivity will affect akan berpengaruh pada orang lain. Bahkan dapat merubah seseorang menjadi lebih baik melalui sentuhan lagu tadi. Karena bernyanyi itu sebagaimana definisi beliau tadi, definisi di awal, use voice to make meaning. Jadi bukan sekedar mengeluarkan bunyi, tapi ada arti di dalamnya yang dibentuk melalui pitch, melodi, harmoni, ritme, dan sebagainya. Kira-kira itu bab pendahuluannya. Habis ini bab. Ya.
Pindah dulu.
Thank you. So now, we first go to the philosophy of singing and teaching singing. How many of you are taking voice lessons? Raise your hand. Who is studying voice?
Siapa yang ambil pim vokal?
All of us. Masuk kamera.
Here is you. Here is your throat. Here is your larynx. The larynx is the place or organ which houses the vocal. You can still use vocal cord or vocal cord, but the more scientifically correct term is vocal folds. The vocal folds or vocal cords and vocal cords are muscles. Okay? You don't have to, if you want to write, it's okay, but all I'm saying here actually you can find in books, but I'm trying to present it in such a way so that I put together the different researches. Now, the vocal folds are in the larynx. Why is this important in philosophy? Because there are two main philosophies of singing. The organic philosophy and the instrumental philosophy. Hello. But now, people sing like this, I don't understand. We'll always love you. What happened to the melody? Where is the melody? Everyone. And then the people, bravo! See, that's what I mean, They sing, they shout bravo, not because they felt something, but because they saw something like a roller coaster or fireworks. That is not what singing is about. You know? You clap because fantastic. But is that all you should feel? I don't think so. No, no. No, I'm going to do something. Here, what is this? Piano. I am piano player. This is piano.
Satu lagi tuh. Ini masih.
Okay. So I am player. This is piano. After I finish, so then I go home. Right? The piano player is home. Where is the piano? It's still there. But I am home. Now I'm singing. Borong kakatua. And then I go home. The singer is home. Where is the larynx? Is the larynx there? Where is the larynx? It's with me. That is the big difference, one of the big differences between your being a singer and you being an instrumentalist. You carry your piano inside the throat all the time. That's why voice teachers should realize that they can teach voice basically, philosophically, from 2 points of view. Organic and instrumental. What is organic? Example.
Karena PDF
Can
udah
I
fix.
volunteer?
Jadi masuk Word, dibuat PDF selesai. Enggak, scan-scanannya.
Come.
Itu bisa sih.
If you come, I'll give you food.
Bisa nanti di screenshot terus dimasukkan Word. Oh, screenshot ya. Bisa mas.
What song do you like?
Pakai slideshot biar dikotakin langsung. Punya.
I hope I know it. Yes. Something
Pakai print
is.
screen. Print screen slideshot. Punya nggak? Nggak punya print screen biasa. Buat tak?
Is this key?
Kotak.
Alright.
Kita apa coba?
Teacher, I say,
Bentuknya ini apa?
let's do it.
Enak berapa lembar?
5.
Di screenshot apa?
And then I say, and
Slideshot langsung itu.
and then and
Itu laptopannya.
and now one teacher can teach organic, like the way I taught.
Nah, ngono wae.
Do it. You can do it. Go. Yes, go. That's organic philosophy. What does that mean? The teacher says, you can do it. Try to do it. Oh, you're wonderful. And then the technique will come. Why do I say that's organic? Because you are treating the larynx like it was always part of you. All right, which it is. But what organic philosophy means that if you just say, do it, do it, do it, do it, it will do it.
Do it, do it,
Do you believe that?
do it.
I don't know. I
Yang
think some
terpenting, do
teachers,
it.
especially the teachers of the top singers, you see the top singers, no? You know, sometimes you have to go to the doctor. You know, some in Philippines, very famous, they go to the doctor for the laryngological examination. No? That is organic. It's inside, and therefore whatever you order it to do, whatever you feel, it will do. That's very unhealthy. Did you understand? This is organic. It's like always, since it is inside, whatever the teacher says, okay, higher. Okay, good, higher. Before I was taught like that. Go, vocalize. Do you vocalize?
Vokalis.
You tell me if it's too fast, huh? Ready, and.
Belajar vokal pertama kali.
Okay, now. And. You can do it. You can do it. Go. Go.
Ah,
Sometimes I see that happening in choirs. Go. But the conductor does not tell you how.
iya betul.
So that's the key, okay? Yang filosofi organik itu adalah semua terserah kalian. Pokoknya mau begini, singkatnya gitu ya. Serah kalian, pokoknya begini. Naik, naik, naik terus. Pokoknya harus bisa. Nggak ada cara. Kalau Pak Selain tadi prosedurnya seperti apa tidak diajarkan. Hanya keinginannya si yang lebih di atas, pelatihnya kah, konduktornya, hanya itu saja yang di deliver ke siswanya. Tapi bagaimana caranya tidak diberikan.
Yeah. So, especially in the choirs, the poor choir, it's very, very hard. Go. And then when you cannot hit it, the conductor gets mad. It's not your fault. It's his fault. Because he did not tell you how. Is that not right?
Nah,
That's organic. And then when the people, when they see all the, very strange. No, you know this. Yeah, you're a conductor, or I don't know. Maybe you're not like this, but I have been in that situation. Vocalize as high and louder and. I don't know how. And then when you cannot, the teacher will say, or the conductor, how come you can? No, you're not good. It's my job to tell you how. That is why, for me, when you try to learn technique, remember the instrumental philosophy. What does it mean? That you can psychologically separate the larynx from you. This is my larynx. Organic philosophy. Go, go, go. No. Instrumental philosophy. The larynx can be removed in your head. How? By teaching technically. Example, if I say, my larynx, when the teacher says, go higher, do not force it. The teacher should tell you how. And I will tell you how. The instrumental philosophy says that you can psychologically remove your larynx and then tell your larynx the technical way to approach the high note. Show you. I'll lower it. Organic. Vincero, vince. Me, what do? I remove the larynx and I tell him the larynx. In order to hit the high note, I will use it first, I'll tell you how. In order to hit the high note, use the cricothyroid muscles instead of the thyroarytenoid muscle. I don't know if you already, if there's a slide, thank you. Remember, organic.
Okay.
If you feel it and you will it, it will happen. Instrumental, you remove the larynx, put it here, and then work on the larynx as though it were not part of you. Right? Like the piano. If something is wrong with the piano, like my larynx, what do? I fix it first, and then I play. Same in singing. You fix it first, then you sing. Don't just sing because, oh, you get gold. You get damaged. Is there any? So, this is organic, this is instrumental. So I'll tell you now. Instrumental, what do? What will I tell my student? There are thyroarytenoid muscles here. And I'll tell my student, let me teach you. You will now find a cricothyroid muscle. So I will tell the student, sing with small mouth, using the vowel. Those of you who have taken phonetics, this is called the shva. I will tell my student, vocalize on the shva. No, not me. Vince. But it's not easy. It's long time. This is the shva. Can you say it? That's only a G. That's just a G. In music theory, this is a G. G4. This is a G4.
How about G4?
Okay, that's a G4. Now, what I'd like you, no, don't do it first. I'll do it first. I say, in order to find, no, you can put it anywhere. There. They are inside. I move it, and I first find it like a piano fixing. Shva. Switch to cricothyroid. Shva. Remove the larynx. Fix the larynx. When it is fixed, put it back. And then the teacher can say, yes, you do not do this. It's inside. Go, go. Fix it first. I'll tell you later. What are the techniques? Do you understand the difference between organic and instrumental? Organic is piano. I bring the piano home. No? But you, the larynx is at home. In your mind, this must be removed. Fix this technically, and then you put it back. So when I see people being taught higher, louder, faster, remove it first. Let's fix this first, and then we can do higher, louder. That's why even in Philippines, I tell my voice students who want to be soloists, do not join choir first. Because in the choir, say there are 5 sopranos. Tenors, it's easier to draw tenor. No more hair. What happens inside a choir? I'm not saying for everyone. No? Oh, there. Ha, it's there. There's the piano. Okay? Look. There. 5 tenors. I tell the tenor, higher, higher, higher. This can do it. Maybe this can do it. How about this? And this? And this? The conductor does not tell everyone what to do. You just say higher. Or you just say, open your mouth. But does that have the same effect on all the singers? No. I'll give you a very, very simple example. 5 singers. I tell them, have you ever been taught this in a choir or by your teacher? Even not choir, even solo. I want the tone to be bright. Huh? Bright. The light is bright. The sun is bright. The flashlight is bright. The voice is bright. Why is that in a way organic? Because you go, oh, bright. Oh, bright, bright. I'm sure, almost sure, if you have 5 singers and you tell them sing bright, they will have 5 bright. Diba? Yeah. So what should you do? You should remove the larynx and then find a way to fix the larynx so that you get what you think is bright. You can give it back to your choir. But you just cannot say, I want it bright. If you have Mormon Tabernacle Choir, 3,000 voices, you have 3,000 bright. Right? That's my problem with, for example, this organic. It's organic, they try to fix it while they're doing it. No, you fix it first, like this. Okay? So, this is what you call, in pedagogy, okay, I don't know if you come across, but I'll teach you. Sorry. Hi! Okay. This is called an extra, it's okay. Extra, this is called an extra musical referent. What do I mean by extra musical referent? Is bright a musical term? No, it is a physical term, right? It's about the light or the sun. Or if I say, or the teacher or the conductor, I keep pointing to him because he said he's a conductor. I'm not saying you're doing everything. Oh, you're the conductor. I'm sorry. For example, a teacher or a conductor says, have you ever had this experience? Or maybe in your choir or your group, I want the voice, or not bright. I want the voice to be dark. If you have 5 singers, you have 5 dark. You have to tell them, remove and tell them what to do with this so it becomes dark. Okay? Alright? So why extra musical referent? Because the term is not musical term. It's not a musical term. It is a term of visual perception. But the voice is really not visual, it's oral. It's auditory. Another term. I want it. Could you please sing light? Yes, what is light? Not, oh, I want it heavy. These are extra musical reference. Light and heavy refer to what? Weight. The chair can be light. Hello. The chair can be heavy. Now, I will go later to what and how you should teach to make this clearer. Alright? When I'm erasing, you can talk. You can tell stories.
Oke, jadi tadi organik sudah, sekarang instrumental. Instrumental itu adalah berusaha memanusiakan organ kita. Jadi organ-organ bernyanyi itu dibuat selayaknya instrumen. Bahwa itu harus kalau rusak harus diperbaiki. Kalau misalkan piano fast berarti harus diperbaiki sama dengan organ-organ. Terus tadi yang instrumental adalah filosofinya adalah memisahkan diri kita dari organ itu. Jadi prinsipnya klinis, memperbaiki permasalahan terlebih dahulu, baru masuk ke teknik-teknik yang lain.
Based on the philosophy, there are three main umbrella schools of teaching voice. The first, based upon the organic philosophy, is that you teach the student by saying, if you feel it, you can do it. If you think it, you can do it. Example, pop singing. You watch American Idol. You watch whatever. Does any of them do this when they tell the contestant? No. I have not heard any one of them say, could you switch to cricothyroid muscular movements when you go to your high note? No. They say lots of organic things like, you know, you must have chosen the wrong song, or, you know, I felt it was karaoke, it should have been more creative, more original. That's all inside. Treat something as though it were outside. No? That is organic pedagogy. If you force it, if you want it, if you order it, if you command it, if you will it, if you feel it, then you can do it. Example. I will try to lift this piano. Alright, I'm going to try to lift it. While I'm lifting it, you say, go! You can do it! Go, Dr. Aycomo, go! Ready, go! Tell me, shout, say, go, 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 go. That's organic. Did I lift it? No. Now, what is psychology or imagery pedagogy? Psychology or imagery pedagogy, at least in my country, and I think in many schools, this is the way voice is taught. Psychology or imagery means you are given a picture of something in your brain. And then you transfer the picture to your mouth or to your throat. Example of psychology or image. Like this. So you give a picture. Example. Okay. Are you tenor?
Yes.
What is your name?
My name is
Two.
You look at them. You sing this to me. What is your favorite song?
My favorite song.
No, I don't like that. Sorry.
Cancel.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Classic.
Anything.
Anything.
Something that you like. No,
English.
Sebenarnya.
Can you just sing that? Go. You look at them.
Look at.
I'm going to give it to them. We'll invent something. And go. I'm going to say, I want a good crescendo on the high note. Santa Lucia. Santa Lucia, Santa.
Aduh.
Something happens and you cannot do it, you say, no, the teacher will say, you can do it. You cannot do it nga eh. Now this one. That is the do it, that's organic pedagogy. Now I'll tell you what other teachers or conductors do. They say, alright, when you go to the crescendo, you look at the line. You imagine that line is getting brighter and it's coming. That's psychological pedagogy. They give you something, again, extra musical, not really related to music, but it gives you maybe some kind of psychological or emotional help. No? When you imagine that like that, it's getting good. Santo. Okay? I don't know if that's effective. Maybe with some people. Let's do that for you. Okay. Imagine that like it's getting brighter and brighter. Okay? What is another very good? I don't know if I'm allowed to do. You see this? Don't worry, I will not do it to you. Some pedagogy. Thank you. Oh, thank you. They say, in order for you to hit the note high, imagine a credit card. You put it here. And then yeah. Or you get a 1,000 rupiah and then you put it here. And then while you're singing, you tighten. That's psychology imaging. You're psychologized to thinking that if you tighten, you know, it's a psychology or like that. Image, there's an image of light, when you will hit it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. How come? Because some people, they may get the wrong impression. Some people, you get an umbrella that's closed, and then when you hit your high note, so it's not, you put the umbrella here, and then you open it. Huh? You know, I think you've maybe heard some kind of psychology, imagery, pedagogy in your teaching learning. Whether or not with you, maybe with someone else. They say something that gives them an image in their mind that is supposed to help them. Now, what if I do this? This is now technical pedagogy. Whether it is the larynx, or when I say larynx, can I also include the other mechanisms and apparatus of breathing or of creating sound, like the diaphragm. I'll teach you later about the diaphragm, because people think the diaphragm is something it's not. Okay? Okay, they say breathe with the diaphragm. No, you cannot breathe with the diaphragm because the diaphragm is a muscle. Air cannot really enter a muscle. Okay? So we'll include that, the larynx plus the breath apparatus, anything that is responsible for the actual creation of the sound. Now, I'm sorry. Here is technical pedagogy. I taught you the first one, no? Don't worry. Everything of this is still umbrella. I will teach you the details later. Because I cannot teach details here. I don't want to until you get the principle. Thank you. All right. So, the first one was how to get to the cricothyroid, which is through the schwa. Santo. Now, how to make a crescendo? I need something heavy. I tell them, in order to make a good crescendo, make sure that your diaphragm goes down very low so that the complete, as much as possible, intake of air enters the lungs. So look at the bottom. I will now bring down my diaphragm to allow the visceral and digestive organs to be distended to increase the volume of the lungs. There. And as you crescendo, you lower the bottle more and faster. Santa, Santa. That's technical pedagogy. You don't have to use the bottle. You what? You can also use, you can use your car. You can use your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You can use your house. Did you get it? That's technical pedagogy. I tell you exactly, because for goodness sake, how can you mistake? Light, heavy, huh? But how can you mistake this? Put bottle on stomach, raise bottle to increase lung volume, and then lower the bottle slowly and then faster and faster and bigger, so that more air is pushed out for the crescendo. That's technical pedagogy. All right? The way I say, this is another piece of technical pedagogy. How can you make mistakes? Okay. Instead of saying, I will have to make this not get very detailed. You just have to believe me.
Masih plastik.
Santa, Santa. First I say Shva, cricothyroid. Santa. Big difference, no? The first one is thyroid-written, that's pop. Ah. Second is classical. Ah. Okay. Second, crescendo. Ah. Right? Third, the tone is too bright, but the student cannot understand. So I tell them, use look. This is, I say, it's too, I don't tell them, it's too light. I want it rounder and darker. But then the student will not know what that is. So I tell them, lower your lower jaw. How can that be misunderstood? Anyone who knows anything about the human body, even though you're not a doctor, will know that this is the lower jaw. And lowering means what? Like this, oh. Right? So instead of saying darker, I say, listen, increase the number of lower formant frequencies. Later I'll explain that. Increase the number and proportion of lower formant frequencies of the sound waves by lowering the lower jaw. Listen. Ah! Ah! What did I do? Santa! If the teacher says, that's too bright, what will I do? I will just tell him, no. I want, instead of lateral or horizontal resonation, I want you to move to vertical resonation. That is my way of saying, I want it dark. Listen. Santa! Just tell the student. You know, if I say, that's too bright, make it dark. The student, or your choir, it's too bright. But if I tell my choir or my singer, you're using vertical resonation, horizontal or lateral. Santa! I want it darker, rounder, lower the lower jaw for vertical resonation. Santa! Santa! You don't have to scratch your head. The professor said exactly what you're supposed to do. That is technical pedagogy. Why do I think more teachers and students should study technical pedagogy? So that you do not misunderstand. Okay, you know this. There's two people, no? With a brain. Beautiful brain. The other one, more beautiful. Encoding, transmission, or sending, and decoding, right? If you say something to anyone, you first encode it for yourself. You want to say something. And then you transmit it, right? You send it from your brain to the other brain by means of the voice. So you encode the idea. And then you send it, you transmit it, and then that idea should be decoded by the receiver. The problem with these two, organic and psychology imagery, more psychology is what? If you encode bright and you transmit bright, you do not know if the decoding is exactly the same as what he means. You know, for the teacher, this is bright. Santa! For you, this is bright. Santa! For other people, this is bright. Santa! You have three brights. Or if you want dark, the teacher or the conductor has an idea of what dark is. But how sure are we that when it is transmitted and decoded, that the dark in the brain of the teacher or the conductor is the same as the dark of the student? You don't know. But when the teacher says, lower the lower jaw, how can you misunderstand? Is there a student that will say, I say, lower the lower jaw. Okay. No. Or lower the lower jaw. Probably not. But if you say lower the lower jaw, if you say sing on the vowel schwa, if you say sing or vocalize on the vowel schwa, the student will not do me, right? What is this for?
Oh
You have point. Can I
Mau
start?
masuk kamera.
No, it's okay. I'll start. I promise I'll not break. I will clean. Look. You see the cricothyroid? That's the cricothyroid muscle. That is the muscle for the head bone. Thyroarytenoid over there. That is the muscle for the chest. That is the pop singer. Santa, Santo. I'll even let you listen. Here. Thyroarytenoid, pop. Burung kakak. Cricothyroid, classical. Burung kakak. Kakak. Why? Look. With the thyroarytenoid muscles, these are quite thick, heavy muscles. So which means that, you know, if something is thick and heavy, when you push air, it's harder to push, no? Harder to push. When you have something that is light and thin, little air, vocal folds will move. Thick, heavy, very hard to move. That's why you notice the pop singers, when they go high and loud, it just keeps getting louder and louder and louder. You notice? But with classical singers, you know, classical singers, no matter how high, they can create pianissimo. Why? Because instead of using this, Allah, oh, because it's thin. I'll teach you later how to do that. How to go to cricothyroid. You give me 100,000. Only joking. Just joking. 200,000. I'm very happy to be here. But I'll teach you how to do that. Okay? Part of it has to do with the Shwava. But all I'm saying is, remember, if you do not, because I studied in America. You know, in America, my goodness, the Americans. And of course, I performed there also. I did opera there. You know, American teachers, if you tell them, I don't understand, they will say, okay, fine, let me explain, let's try it this way. Or you tell the American teacher, it doesn't work for me. All right, why not? Let's try another way. They're like that. They are very, very cognizant and very, very concerned about the individual student. Sometimes, you know, that even me, no? like it. Can we do that again? No. Could you try to make the schwa more exact? There. Now, in order to resonate well, could you slowly lower the schwa opening to ah? To an ah, shall we say, migration. Good. Can you try it again? Oh, no. That's how teaching voice, I think, can best. Slow, but very detailed, like a doctor. You know, a doctor will not say, what's wrong? I have pain here. Okay, you amputate. No. No, right? The doctor will not do that. The doctor will say, oh, you know, my left leg. Oh, we cut it off. No. The doctor will see your entire medical history and decide what's wrong. The voice teacher also. All right, are you sure? Let's try it this way. Oops, I think maybe the mouth is too big. Just one pitch. I think that's how voice should be taught, even instruments. Slow and detailed. And a knowledge of technical pedagogy. Therefore, what is a knowledge of technical pedagogy? You must know the muscles, you must know the parts of the anatomy and how they work. Okay? Later we go to that. But it's all first umbrella. What is modeling? I put modeling there, number 4, and I put lines here. Because I don't know exactly where it fits. I'm still trying to work it out. What is modeling? Let's see. Anyone a volunteer, please? Different model. Yay! Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Loli.
Loli. Are you tenor or baritone? Oh, good. All right. So I'm giving you lessons. Can you do this for me? I'm just pretending. Again. Modeling. The teacher does something, then you copy. So maybe you do it 5,000 times, you still cannot copy. Thank you. Yeah, you know this, no? Do it. No. But you're not telling them technically what to do. Right? So, I think technical pedagogy is the safest. But it requires more study. Right? And not everyone maybe is blessed to be able to study. That's why I'm here. Right? So, you have the organic philosophy. If you want it, it will happen. Oh my gosh, dangerous. If you want to lift the piano, it will happen. You might injure yourself, you might get a hernia. Right? The instrumental philosophy is, there's the piano, don't try to lift it yet. No? What do? Find a way. Call the expert, the voice teacher. What can I do about the piano? Instead of lifting it, you know what you do? You put the cast with the wheels and then, boom. Yeah, like a teacher. Wait. Just because you want it to happen does not mean it will happen. You have to know how to separate. And then the schools, organic again, the teacher will tell you. There's a teacher, I want to of course. When you're trying to hit the high note, someone told me at the university, the teacher does this. What does this mean? No, that's partly psychology and imagery, and that's partly organic. But you know, the organic is they just vocalize you, and then if you cannot hit it, they go higher and higher because thinking that if it's forced, it will happen. No. Psychology imaging, what is this image? Maybe they mean higher or head tone, but they don't really tell you how to do it. Technical pedagogy, they tell you the anatomy, what is happening inside, the physiology, the anatomy, which means the parts, the physiology, what to do with the parts. And then the modeling, I don't really know how that will work. I know that, I hear it. You're given lessons and then just, no, I want, then you copy. What is difficult about that? What if you're a soprano and your teacher is a tenor? Or what if you're a tenor and your teacher is soprano? How can you copy? No? No. So, I'm going to tell you, these things are part of technical pedagogy. Phonetics, the schwa, vertical resonation, a knowledge of the respiratory organ. Alright? It's all part of it. I want you, when you, I'd like to request, if you have a lesson with anyone, you be honest. You say, what do you mean? What exactly? Because I don't know what you mean. I left the university for 1 year now. I'm on sabbatical. I'm a dean at another university. And one of my students whom I left, but I left, he already had a degree. He told me, sir, the way the new teacher teaches me, I have to guess what he means. Like that, you guess. What is bright? What is dark? What is legato? Do you know what legato is? No. Everyone says, I want it legato. But does anyone really explain what is happening to the body when you're trying to do legato? I'll tell you. Legato is the art and the science of keeping subglottic pressure releases consistent. I'll explain that later. This is not legato, no? This is legato. What did you do? You kept the release of the air subglottic pressure below your larynx the same all the time. When you release the air, it's very even. If you do not make the subglottic pressure release consistent, it will release in different magnitudes. So if I explain to the student the definition and function of subglottic pressure and its release, I can explain. If you keep the release consistent without changing, you can create the legato. I'll explain everything later. These are technical terms. Huh? Okay. Now, so when you go to a teacher, especially if the teacher is an organic teacher, if the teacher says, go! What should I do? I don't know what you mean by you can do it because I cannot do it. Or even a choir director. Psychology imagery. When they say, sorry, I'm going to get my purpose. The teacher will say, you put it in the middle of your butt cheeks, and then you press. You ask, will that really help me? Huh? If it's technical, usually the questions are more exact, more focused. When you say, sir, you want me to lower my jaw for a, shall we say, a rounder. Because I won't say, make it round. Because this is a round. Not round. This was a round. That's it, diba? When the teacher says, make it rounder, which rounder do you like? This? So really, you have to tell them, well, you know what you do? Without touching the sides of the lips, you just lower it by 2 millimeters. You can even have a ruler. Ah. Look at that 2 millimeters, the difference in the sound. Ah. Ah. I say 4 millimeters. Ah. I don't have to say dark, brighter, brightest. No, because the student will get confused. The teacher ought to tell you 1 millimeter. 2 millimeters. 3 millimeters. 4 millimeters. Or the teacher will tell you, give me the crescendo. Make the subglottic air pressure release gradual. Instead of just saying crescendo. No? So those. Try to find a good way to balance the kinds of teaching, because there are some students who respond to lots of encouragement. The problem is if you're not technically ready, you might harm it. Okay? So, is it okay we take maybe 10-minute break for the comfort room, and then I will go on. I'll give you the 7 conventional or traditional steps in teaching voice. Right? It's okay, I rest first.
Istirahat.
Okay. Then,
Istirahat 10 menit. Berapa menit tadi? 50.
Oh. Masuk TV, masih main.
Ini kamera.
Gimana, Pak? Bu?
Istirahat 10 menit. Yang mau kamar mandi silakan. Jangan nanti pas masuk mau kamar mandi.
Oke. Oke. Ini kita stop.